Hey everybody, welcome to John's Kitchen. Today, grab my recipe card and we're going to do barbecue bacon wrapped water chestnuts. It's an appetizer that works for any type of time. And today for dinner we're going to have broad patties, and we're going to have that for dinner. So I thought this would be a perfect time for us to do it. I have everything set up right here, and we're going to be making this up, and I hope you enjoy. This is barbecue bacon wrapped water chestnuts. All right, so in this recipe, we're going to need 2.1 ounces of Oscar Mayer ready baked bacon. So I never follow a recipe correctly, so I got 2 boxes. Why is that? Because we like our bacon. Then we're going to need water chestnuts, 8 ounces, but I have 12 ounces. So that's going to be that. And then we need Miracle Whip. We're going to need half a cup of that, but I'm going to do a full cup because we like the extra barbecue sauce. And then we're going to need brown sugar. That's going to be a full cup. And then we're going to need a 1/4 cup of chili sauce. Now with this recipe too, however you guys want to make it, you can add honey to it if you want a honey barbecue. You could add more brown sugar. You could add less brown sugar. This is all going to be up to you. You got to bake at 350 for 30 minutes. So we already have the oven going right now. We're preheating her. She's at 330 degrees. So by the time we get this done, we're going to be all good to go. So we need toothpicks. So let's get to the bacon water, or the barbecue bacon water chestnuts. Now, what I'm going to do, what I normally do, is that I have one of my guinea pigs here. And my guinea pigs is my son, Kevin. So he's going to help me make these up. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these up. So grab yours. Now, the recipe that you're going to see on here, and that I got off of Kraft Foods, that was when I was working at Piggly Wiggly as the second shift coordinator, transportation. I got this off there. Oh, the alarm just went off and the oven is flashing. She is ready to go. So what we need to do, and it's pretty simple. Hey Kevin, why don't you come over here and give me a hand? I take some toothpicks. We put it down. Okay. Is your hands washed? Wash your hands up there, monkey man. My hands were already washed. So, you know, with this already ready cooked bacon, you know, you always got, yeah, that's good bacon. You know. So what we do, and this is so simple, you just take, now the recipe calls for you to cut this half cross. I don't do that, but I'm going to put it down. I just take a water chestnut and you just wrap it. This is how simple that is. Make sure that you get it, that it's wrapped on the bottom. And then you just toothpick it. And you push that all the way through. And then you put it in your dish. Let's get the rest of this stuff away. This is the fun part of cooking when you have somebody to give you a hand. So, this is how we do. There you go, Kevin. Guess what? You're going to make sure you get that flat. Okay? Now, what I also like to do when I do this is that...
You got an extra piece.
Well, Kevin, what are you doing? Why didn't you put the toothpick on there?
Because I was asking about that extra little piece.
There. Also, what I like to do is you could do the special. Okay? And that's when you double wrap. And the double wrap, you just make it once over, you grab it, and you put another one. And now you have 2 water chestnuts. We usually fight over these. And that's the great thing about it. And then you just stab it with your toothpick just to hold it in place, and then you put it in your dish. I am using a 9x13, and we just keep on wrapping it. This is the longest, what's going to take you the most of the time is just doing it this way. So this is why they say, hey, cut it in half, but I don't like that. We like our bacon in this household. And the number one guinea pig in this household is my wife. She loves to eat bacon. And this is the best way to go. So we're just going to keep on working this until we're ready to make the sauce. And this is the fun part. This is usually, for me, for cooking, I like to do for the wife and the kid, and I cook them up meals for the whole week. I meal prep them. So my wife and my son, that's right over here, that you can't see right now, but they get their meals prepped for them when I come home from, I'm a truck driver, so I come home and then I cook for them and I make up their lunches and dinners for the next 5 days. So then they have a delicious meal, and I usually make around 4 to 5 different meals. So then they, oh, that was off a little bit, so let me redo that one. Do it like that. Roll it over. There we go. Now it's flat. This is perfect. So then they have a delicious meals and meal prep. And like something like this is considered an appetizer. So since we're having broad patties today, I thought that this would be an excellent time for us to have one of our favorite appetizers, and that's this. Now, we have friends, my wife's friend, I'll do a shout out to Tabitha. She loves this barbecue sauce. Whenever she comes over, she always asks for the extra of the barbecue sauce. I think it's time that we do a double. Yeah, we need to do another double for me. Because Tabitha uses it for everything else. So this barbecue sauce is going to be a great type for chicken, pork, ribs. Oh, I was going to do a double, but I didn't. Oh, okay. You could do a double. And she uses it, and she just loves it. And she was the first one to ask for this recipe, so it's one of our staples. We do this for Thanksgiving. We do it for Christmas. We do it for any type of thing when we have extra people over, just to put something out. This is excellent for football games. If you're going to have people over, oh, look at that. A little piece of bacon, we got to have it. You know, we got to do all that. So we're almost done with this can. Just keep on wrapping. This is the fun part, everybody. More toothpicks, right? Okay. So we're filling up the dish pretty nice. And this recipe basically says, use this, do this, but like I always said, in my kitchen, I'm always open. You know, I always add a little bit, change a little bit, and this is the part that we have. Okay, good. Keep on wrapping up. We're almost done with this. Now, when you preheat your oven, everybody, make sure that you preheat it. Don't put your food in right away, okay? The problem with that is that it can not be true to temperature. Like, we have a newer oven, but I noticed that it cooks better if I give it 20 minutes plus to preheat. And that happens with ovens. So just remember when you're doing that. So, like I was saying, I pre-cook for the family because since I'm a trucker and I'm gone, I know that they're going to be really healthy. So what we're doing is we're working really hard. How many water chestnuts do we have left?
Well, after this one, it's 4.
Well, do a double, okay? And then we'll just have 2. I don't want to open up the next package. We'll save that.
You're talking the bacon, right?
Yep. So we're going to wrap. We're going to do another double. My wife loves these doubles. Now, this is so good that I've literally watched family members fight over them. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this done. We had some great help with Kevin today. Oh, little pieces of bacon. This is why cooks usually can't eat, because we're always nipping at the food. So now the bacon is done. See? Look how beautiful that is. This doesn't matter. You just need to have them in there. Place them in your dish. Okay, so we're going to put that off to the side. We got 1 extra water chestnut. And that's a crunchy water chestnut. Throw that in the recyclable. Hands are a little greasy from the bacon, but that's okay. That's what happens when we cook. So we wash up our hands. We dry them off. And now we're going to make up our homemade barbecue sauce. Now, barbecue sauce, this is a great base for your barbecue. Okay? If you like honey, add honey. If you like it a little bit sweeter, add a little bit more brown sugar. If you want, a little kick to it, you put a little sriracha in it. You put a little cayenne in it. You put some red pepper flakes. This is going to be all up to you, but this is just the basis of this. So we're going to fill this up right now. So this recipe that you'll see online calls for a half, but I always like adding more. So let's just go in here and let's add 1 cup of mayonnaise. I think I might just get enough out of this jar. I hate the waste, everybody. Everything is so expensive nowadays. So we're just going to get this taken care of. And we always use the Miracle Whip Light. Everybody's got their own flavor of mayonnaise. There's so many different flavors out there. But we like the Miracle Whip Light. So if you wanted a little bit more mayonnaise, you add a little bit more. Just a tad more. You want more of the chili, you add a little bit more of the chili. This is just a basic recipe for you to start. And you'll be quite surprised. Don't be to the point where you don't want to try. Try the basic recipe first, and then tweak it to your style and your family. If you want to put garlic in here, basil, chives, whatever you want. So we got the first cup. Please put that in the sink for me. And I basically used up this whole thing. Can you please put that in the sink for me? Now, grab my towel, wipe off my hands. All right, now brown sugar, 1/2 cup, fully packed. So, what we're going to do is a full cup, because we're doubling this, because we like a lot of barbecue sauce. So let's get that in there. Now, you push down Firmly packed means that you fill it up and you just push it down. Oh yeah. That's a fully packed cup of brown sugar. Boom. Now I could put this off to the side and put this away here in a second.
Pour it.
Okay. So then it calls for a fourth of a cup. So we're going to do half a cup because we're doubling. And the Heinz chili is the best, I think. Now, this is on my personal preference, but you could do what you feel is your. And there you go. You put that in. Just a very, very simple barbecue sauce. That's all what this is. And we put that back into the refrigerator. Now, we got to whip this up. We have everything on here. And really, this goes a very basic. So let's get this all. Now with that brown sugar, you're really going to have to whip this up really good. Because what you want to do is you want to mix this up with the mayonnaise. So just work that all together. See what I'm saying? It's pretty simple, everybody. Look at that. It's beautiful. But you could start feeling it with your whisk if the brown sugar is getting mixed in good. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this smooth. So it's less sound. And you could use a hand blender. I just like doing it with mine. Use a little arm power. So now we just pour it over it. So I like to start getting it a base on it. And this is why I do believe the recipe is a little bit low on it. You know, but I had more bacon in there. I've had more water chestnuts than what the recipe basically called for. Because that's how I am. But this is just a basic. You could follow the recipe to a T, or you could make it kind of like how I am doing right now. It's your choice. But this is what John does in his kitchen. I'm never satisfied with a recipe. I'm always trying to figure out a way to make it a little bit better, a little bit more yummy, a little bit more. I'm just getting everything covered because now with this bacon that's already pre-cooked, the interesting thing about that is that the grease of the bacon's going to get in there. You're going to get a little flavor of the water chestnuts, and it makes an incredible baste. You can use this for chicken. Oh, excellent for chicken. So I got that, and I'm very stingy, so I get this and I get everything out of there. I like to get all the sauce. If I mixed it up and I'm paying for it, I want everything out of it. So look at that. I'm even getting more off that you think nothing of. But there we go. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 350 in the middle rack for about 30 minutes. A little bit longer if you like it a little bit more sticky. A little bit less if you don't. But as the recipe calls for. Oh, that's perfect. Now, perfect. Usually I take a little snipple of it and taste it. It's a little bit sweeter than normal. I usually put a little bit more of the chili sauce in it to give it a little bit more bite. But I think with the grease and mixing this all up is going to be really good. I forgot to taste it. This is the recipe that I'll be putting in online so everybody could see it. And then what you can do is that this is going to go in the oven. And then this is going to be our snack before we have our broad patties and tater tots or onion rings with baked beans. And we'll see you in a couple of minutes. All right, 30 minutes is up. I better be smart. These things are important so we don't burn our fingers. So let's get this out and see how, oh yeah, perfectly bubbly, crispy, oh, and juicy. So what we got to do now, so let me close this up. That was 30 minutes, and for what we normally do. And what we normally got to do is we got to get this little thing. And then what we got to do is we got to call our guinea pigs. Guinea pigs!
Guinea pig number 1, sir.
And we have guinea pig number 2 reporting.
Sit down.
What's on the menu today?
We have,
Bacon!
well, go ahead and grab.
Well,
I will take this.
yeah, no. You ain't doing that again.
I'll fight you for these.
Yeah, no kidding. So, you want to grab the water just in case? Because I know it's going to be hot. Came from the oven. Just in case. So, hold on.
Are we good?
Yeah, 1,
Cheers.
2, 3.
Tink. Really hot. Very good, but very hot.
Beautiful. Do you like the sweet?
I think it's perfect.
All right, everybody, that was guinea pig approved. And we have a little bit of it left over that guinea pig 2 will take home. But this is an excellent appetizer. Now, like I said, this barbecue sauce is incredible. So what we do is we save it. And, if I would have put a little cooking spray maybe on this pan, guess what would have happened? It wouldn't be so sticky right there. But we cooked it a little bit longer than 30 minutes because we like the barbecue sauce to be lava. That's how we do it in this house. This is an excellent, excellent appetizer for when you have company over, a game, you're doing something for a family get-together, church, You could bring it in and just cook it at the church, and they stay very hot for very long. So let me get this in the sink. So this is the recap. And now if you look at it, you have some awesome barbecue sauce for chicken, anything that you like, pulled pork sandwiches. So it fits both. And this is what we learn in Cooking with John in his kitchen. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, like, subscribe, help me out, promote, and enjoy a new recipe with John. We'll see you again shortly in John's Kitchen.